Hello, my YouTube family. I am Helen Styler, your Destiny Helper. Thank you so much for all of you who are constantly emailing me. I love it, love it, love it. And for my new subscribers, thank you, new subscribers. Yay. Thank you for joining me. And thank you for all of the emails, comments that you have expressed to me, how this program is really helping you and is really blessing you. And that is my whole purpose of being on, to make sure that you are thoroughly blessed and that you have assistance in everywhere you go, in every painful moment. You know that you're not alone and you're not fighting this battle alone. The question of the day is, why does the narcissist discard me? And do he think of me? Do she think of me when I am discarded? Discard means to be put away, to be cast away, to be thought of as useless, to take the value out of, to recognize that it's valueless. When you are discarded by the narcissist no longer at that point have use of you. So he discard or she discard you as if there's no value to you. And so you feel that because 9 times out of 10, you've given them everything you got, because when you've been with a narcissist for a while, they require everything. And the love bombing took and got your loyalty, it has your commitment, and you are committed to the relationship because on your side you call it love, on their side it's accessibility to fuel. Fuel is what they want. That your heart is involved so they can get fuel. Your emotions is involved so they can get fuel. Your will is involved so they can get fuel. Once the narcissists get down to your will, you have been hooked. So the discard is when they just take and they break up. First, you may experience them ghosting. They start fading away. You know, you can't call them as much. And usually when you start to be discarded, not all discard is gradual. Some discards are immediately. One day you find and the next day they are gone. And a lot of times when the narcissists get new supply and they are in triangling, then once the new supply is hooked, the whole time they're hooking that new supply is when they're ghosting. That's when they're fading. They call it the fading narcissist, because he's fading away or she's fading away because time is spent on another specimen, on another supply, and that they're spending time with their supply, but they still have you holding on because they haven't hooked that supply yet. But once they hook that supply, you find that they discard you. They totally let you go. They're not answering their calls. They're not answering the email. They're not answering the text. Where you used to meet, they're no longer meeting there. Every Tuesday, y'all would meet there at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock is Tuesday night. They're not meeting there. And they start fading. They start missing meetings. They start calling you less. You know, the texts are getting lower. They used to text you, how's your day? I really missed you. I've been thinking about you all day. Oh, I remember your fragrance. I can smell your fragrance. I remember your touch, your voice, the sound of your voice in my ear. It just made my day. All of that in a text. Now in a text is missing you. Boom. That's it. Thinking about you, boom, that's it. And you text them back thinking about you too. What are you doing? Now it takes hours to answer that text, when usually you text, boom, they were right on it. When the narcissist is bringing you into the love bombing stage, every text is answered right away. Every call is answered right away. They are right there with you. But when they are fading away, when they are planning their exodus, you can't get them. It's hard to get them. And then they start gaslighting you. They start accusing you of being overbearing. Now you're hunting me down. Why are you being controlling? You are controlling. You must have someone else, because a lot of times when the narcissist is doing something wrong, the narcissist will start accusing you of the very thing that they themselves doing. And they will tell you, you know, you don't love me. You never love me. After all I did, and you trying to figure where's this coming from. I've done what I've always done, and it used to satisfy you, because they're fading. There is triangulation. There is another supply. on the line, and they done hook that supply, and they don't want you in the way because they don't want you messing with that new supply. And you got to remember, the narcissist, when they're hooking supply, it's just like a child. It's a brand new toy, and it's a shiny toy, and it's a toy that they love. In the mind of the narcissist, that person is perfect. They can do no wrong. And then they start being human. Their humanity come in, or they start checking the narcissist, or they start setting boundaries. The narcissists don't want boundaries. They cross boundaries. Or when the mask starts slipping off and they start being recognized for who they are. A discard is on the way. Even the narcissists know when their time is up. And the narcissists know when you are not giving like you used to, then the fuel is not as much as you used to. And so the narcissist is slowly moving away. The narcissist is moving away because the narcissists know my time is almost up. And when the narcissists know their time is almost up, and what the narcissist does is he wants you to feel bad about what is happening, and he blames you. And usually you are very wounded. You are very torn with what the narcissist is doing. Your heart is aching. You feel abandoned. You feel like garbage. And you wondering, he left me. I hadn't heard from him in a week. He got to be thinking of me. I was with him for 5 years. He got to be thinking of me. Well, when you throw away garbage, or you got a toy that is broken, or you have a pot that you used all the time, but now you got a new set of pots, you don't think of what you discarded. You don't need it anymore. And that's the way the narcissist is. The narcissist has new supply. You're not needed anymore. You're not needed. You're not wanted. And because the narcissist never loved, the narcissists don't have love. They cut that part off. They have need. They need you. They need you to serve them. And the thing is, it is so deliberate and so deceptive until you would think the love bombing was love, because they was all over you. They gave you everything. But if you've been with them over a period of time, you start noticing little things. They pull away, and they have cycles. They have cycles that they love bomb you, and sometimes you get the golden love bombing, or you get the bronze love bombing. The bronze love bombing is when they get you just enough to hook you and slam dunk you. But the golden love bombing is when they go all out. You have them in everything. Nobody can say anything about you. You are perfect. You can be 900 pounds, but if they are love bombing you, they don't see you as 900 pounds. It remind me of that movie, Shallow Owl. He saw this girl, she was like 400 pounds, but they did a spell on him, and every time he saw her as this small, beautiful, gorgeous woman, and everybody saw him with this big woman. And when he described her, they trying to figure out who he talking about, because that wasn't what they were seeing. When you see through the narcissist's eyes, they see what they've always wanted to be. They see what they've always wanted to become. And when you disappoint them and what they cannot be, and they try to be that through you, and they try to exchange your goodness for their badness and leave their badness on you, that's why they accuse you of what they are doing. The discard let you know how the narcissist think about you. And because we are used to regular relationship, we're used to people who love us, people who honor us, that we are used to a mutual understanding. And a relationship is not mutual. It's not co-equal. With a narcissist, there's no co-nothing with a narcissist. Not co-finances, not co-love, not co-understanding, not co-anything. Everything they do is for their benefit. Everything they do. And the narcissist is like this empty hole on the inside. They are always looking for love. They keep telling you, I'm looking for someone to love me. And you're looking at them, but you married. Didn't you marry your wife because she loved you? They can be married for 40 years and meet a new supply. And the first thing they'll tell that new supply, I'm looking for someone to love me. When you hear that from someone who's married, the first thing you think is the spouse must not be doing their job. Or you fail to recognize that that is a narcissist. No matter what their spouse do, they would never be able to do their job, because the narcissist is a gaping hole. No matter what you put in them, it drops to the bottom. No matter how you love them, it drops to the bottom. No matter how you serve them, it drops to the bottom. They are empty vessels that keep requiring the same thing, and what you give them, it cannot hold. They can't receive love. They struggle with love. That's why they mirror love, and they're like robots. They're like androids, and sometimes you touch them, they're like ice. I mean, it's this calculated forum, this calculated love. And that's why the discard is so tremendous, because you'll just drop. It's like when I take this paper and I drop it, that's the way you are to them. It's of no value. You're just dropped. Once they open their hand and they drop that relationship, they don't even look down to see that they dropped you. I haven't looked down at that paper. It dropped out of my hand. It's my paper, but it has no value. That's the way it is with discard. Worthlessness. No longer needed, unvaluable, abandoned, removed from thoughts, removed from the mind. And you wonder, how can anybody do that? That's why narcissism has been registered in the US of A as 6.6% of the people has NPD. When you are with a narcissist, it's not a regular relationship. And that's why when people know that you're hurt and they know that you've been discarded, they'll tell you, move on, go on, you don't need them. They don't understand that there was an addiction, that narcissist affected every part of your body, every part of your mind. Some of you have physical ailments. And even the narcissist, when they met you, you were vibrant, you were beautiful, you was energetic. But being with them slowly took the life out of you. You aged, you got older. They got younger, looking better. You got older, looking worse. They got more energetic. You are getting more tired. They got more healthier. You're getting less healthy. You are stuck, and there's nobody else for you. And they are having as many relationships as they can with you, because they are triangulating over and over and over and over. They leave, they come back, they leave, they come back. They tell you they love you, they drop you, they can't stand you. And many of you with the lower narcissist, the lower mid narcissist that is violent, physically violent, you have almost died at their hands from physical abuse. The others, you have sustained verbal abuse that has really went off the chart. You can no longer even measure the type of abuse you get from the narcissist, and they always tell you what you are not. They always tell you what you don't have. They always tell you what you need to do. They always tell you what you need to stop. It's always a reprimand. They're reprimanding you, and they train you. They are training you from the time of the love bombing. And if when you leave them or they leave you, you look back, and then now you can catch little different phrases, different statements that they said they was telling on themselves all along, but we did not learn to hear or listen. And then when they leave, all of these things start replaying. You start reminiscing. You start thinking. It comes out of your memory, and you start going on recall. And these recall bases start allowing you to think something is wrong. Now the lights are on, but you've been discarded, and many of you are in so much pain. Some people have even taken their lives, and some of you are probably struggling fighting suicide because you want the narcissist. So you want to call and you pull back from calling. You want to go on Facebook. You pull back from Facebook and you want to find any social media that they are attached to. You want to drive down places that you used to go, familiar places. You get in your vehicle and you just drive hoping to see them. And if you see them, they're not coming back. They don't want to come back. Remember, a narcissist operate under their terms, not your terms. And then they start a smear campaign because you are in the way. And they don't want their new supply to know anything you know of them, because the new supply is disillusioned under the love bombing, thinking they're the perfect mate, just like you did. They thought there's nobody else just like you did. They thought this is perfect just like you did. But just like they did you, they will do them. They hook emotionally. Can you imagine? One man may have 50 different women that love him. I mean, in love with him, that would give their right hand for them. And they got bodies laying all over the street from discard, from abuse, bodies laying everywhere, minds, brain matter spilled over, wheels stepped on, emotions crushed, and all of this of the narcissist, who is an empty hole, who use you to fill their life, and they still didn't get full. And the more you gave, the more emptier they got. That's why they went to new supply. The new supply don't know them, and the new supply is like a new toy. Their attention deficit is crazy. They don't have long-term attention. They can't keep giving you themselves, because after a while they get bored. They get bored very easy. And this calls a discard. Stop blaming yourself for what the narcissist does. Stop saying that it's your fault. It is not. You can't do better. You can be better. You could be the best shaped woman in the world, the most beautiful man in the world, the most handsome. Your body can be rock hard. I mean, everything is in shape. Once the narcissist has played with it, it will get old. Get up. Fight back. Get yourself together. Let's walk through your healing process. Excuse me. It's going to take time to heal. And that's what you have, time. Because every day is going to grant you time. Every day is going to give you a moment to build yourself back up again. Discard, when you first met the narcissist, discard was already planned into the relationship. There was no way around it. There was no way for you to avoid it. And no, you didn't do anything wrong. Now, you're going to have to learn. Everything about you is not wrong. It was right. And it is right. You gave yourself to someone who has an inability to love. You gave yourself to someone who needs the pain to survive. You gave yourself to someone who has a hole in their heart, in their mind. They're immature, they're self-centered. Everything is about them. Nothing is about you. Excuse me. Get up. The narcissist discarded you, but your life is not over. You can live again, and you can build again. Stay with me on this video. Subscribe to my videos. Helen Sadler, Destiny Helper. Subscribe. Push that bell. Let's walk through this together. At first, it's very tormenting. At first, it's very painful when the discard happens. But as you stay with us, we will help you get past it. And you'll be one of the many that say, I survived. And surviving, you will. And not only will you survive, but you will get to the point you thrive. I'm Helen Sadler, your destiny helper, and I look forward to seeing you again. God bless you.